Crunchyroll gods for inviting me. But I have recently become very, very into anime, so that's pretty cool. I shouldn't say I've recently become into it. I've been into it since I was a kid, but when I was a kid, there was a lot less anime in the world, and now the anime kind of scares me because there's so much freaking anime out there right now. And I'll talk a little bit about something I'm doing later on that involves anime. Hopefully you guys will be excited about it. But I'm just excited to be here. This is awesome. And what I like to do when I come to events like this is kind of get to know you guys a little bit. I want to know what you guys would like to know. You came here for a reason. First of all, I want to give Fred Seibert a big round of applause. We just heard Fred wears a white shirt, so he is good. I, of course, wear the black shirt because I'm evil. No, but Fred's great. Fred has been a mentor and a dear friend of mine and a collaborator of mine for many, many years, probably longer than a lot of you have even been on the earth. That's how long I've been around. But anyway, it's good to be here. And I just like to start off by just taking questions, because I want to know what people want to know about me, or about animation, about the industry, about anything you want to know. And I have some things here. Jace mentioned earlier that I have an app on the App Store called the Noob Network, and it's a really cool app. It's got all original programming on there made by me. It's all cartoons, games, and live shows. It's very cool. And I happen to have some Noob Network fidget spinners here. Because I think it's a law now. Everyone has to have a fidget spinner, or you go to jail. So if you come up and ask a question, or if you have a question, if you ask it, you will get a fidget spinner. See, I'm baiting you. I'm plying you with goodies. And how are we going to do the question? Do you have a microphone? What's your name again,
you get one if you ask a question?
Oh, this is Justin. Justin's got a microphone. And this young lady, what is your name? Two J's. Justin and Jocelyn and Chase. Oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by J people. All right. So they're going to run around with microphones that are really fancy. And if you have a question, raise your hand. You guys get to pick. We'll go with Jocelyn first. Yes, could you give him a fidget spinner?
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes. I have a Danny fan girl.
Question over here.
Oh, one second, we'll get to you. Yes.
Deadpool, there we go.
Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons?
Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
And if so, how do you feel it helped you as a writer and storyteller?
Is that your real voice?
No.
I'm like, Dad. No.
Oni-chan.
You know why Dungeons and Dragons helped me as a writer and storyteller? Because you have to basically make up your own story when you're playing the game. Correct? It really is. I just read the book Ready Player One. Who's read Ready Player One? Ready Player One even says in there that Dungeons and Dragons, in a way, was like the first reality show, because you kind of had to make your own reality as you were playing it. And as an artist kid, when I used to draw, I would draw little scenes from my battles and stuff like that. So it really helped me learn how to be a comic book artist as well, because I love comic books. That's really where I get a lot of my inspiration from too, are comic books. So I think it helps a lot. Any forum where you can be creative and make up your own stuff and have to tell a linear story arc from beginning to end, it always helps. And also, I want to tell you guys this too. Hang out with other people that do what you do. Always hang out with them, because, you know, you're going to, when I went to college for art school at Cal Arts, I loved it because we were just nerding out over comic books and cartoons. And we talked about it 24/7. We were completely immersed in it. And half the guys that I went to school with and are running Pixar, they're running Disney, we're all working in the industry, and everybody applied what they loved and what they talked about every day, and they're making a living at it. Who wants to make a living doing what they love?
Yeah.
Amen. Exactly. You can make a living doing what you love, and when you make a living doing what you love, it's not even work. It doesn't feel like work. You feel guilty getting paid for doing what you love every day.
Yes.
Exactly. I feel guilty every day. 24 hours a day, I feel guilty. I shouldn't have killed this. But anyway, it's coming out.
I was for the other panel.
Let's have the Danny Phantom girl ask a question over here. We're going to microphone to you. Jocelyn? Oh, no, Justin's got one there. This young lady in the white hair. Is that Danny Phantom character or the black cat from Spider-Man? Okay, thank you very much. I'm honored you addressed that. Thank you.
Who's your favorite Danny Phantom villain, and what was the creative process behind him or her?
Who was my favorite Danny Phantom villain? Good question. What was the creative process behind that? I think I really love a lot of the villains. I love Ember. Over here. Ember, here. I love Ember. I love Ember because I got to write that cool song for her, which I really love. And Nickelodeon will release on iTunes for some reason. Anyway, I know. Please don't blame me. Everybody goes, bring back Danny Phantom. I would if they would let me, I promise you. Just keep bugging them, I promise you. Hopefully it'll work one day. But my favorite villain probably is Vlad Plasmius. Vlad is such a rich character, and he's so full of, there's just a lot of rich material and everything. And he's just, I love the fact he's had his powers 20 years longer than Danny, too. So he's actually better at his powers than Danny is, but it's pretty cool. Who's seen my video, Danny Phantom 10 Years Later? Everybody seen that video? If you haven't seen it, go on YouTube. It's very cool. I draw all the Danny Phantom characters 10 years later. That's why it's called that. And then I have a second part where I draw some more of the characters 10 years later. So I'm kind of building a brand new show there on YouTube. It's pretty cool. So yes, any more? This young lady has a question right here. Just duck down. No one can see you. There we go. Okay.
Hey!
Hi!
How are you?
Where's your unicorn outfit?
I know. I wear it to get from this.
It's a long story. Last time I saw her, she had a unicorn outfit on. Anyway, yes. What can I do for you? What's your question?
Yeah, so I actually have a question about relating to the fandom. So if the series were to continue, would Danny and Sam get married and have kids? Or would they break up because they started out so young, like young love? Please don't say it's the latter. Please don't say it's the latter.
First of all, give her a fidget spinner. Did she get that? Well, you know what? That's one of those questions where I will have to make you wait for an answer on that. Guys, here's why. Here's why. I really can't even say yet because we're not doing the show yet. But it would be my preference to see the relationship continue. However, I would imagine there would be a bump or two in the road down the road. That's what I would say. That's all I'll say. But I also think it's just, guys, and also as a storyteller, this is a perfect example. You guys are going to have to make decisions on your stories because it's all up to you. If you're making a story, there's going to come those times. You're sitting there at the typewriter. What do I do now? What happens in the story now? How does this character look? And when you work in TV and movies, you have to make those decisions on a deadline. So you have to make these decisions, guys. And people go like, you know, Butch, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? It's like, well, to be honest with you, it was Friday at 3 o'clock and we had to make a decision. That's really what a lot of things come down to. Now, most of them don't, but a lot of them are like, I'll make his hat pink because I want a blue marker. You know, that's why Timmy's hat is pink. I ran out of blue in my marker. That's pretty much why it's pink. And I thought it'd be funny having a boy with a pink hat and we make fun of it all the time. So it's really an iconic thing. But you make decisions at the last minute sometimes. You know, but anyway, I can't answer your question yet. I wish I had an answer. Sorry. I'm sorry, what? Flat Danny grew up. Show everyone Flat Danny.
This is the new Flat Danny. This is Flat Danny.
Turn it around. This is Danny Phantom. Look at that. Flat Danny. Give it up for Flat Danny. Do I get to keep this?
No.
Oh. Yeah, isn't he cute? He's so cute. I love that. It's really, really nicely done. I'm going to put him right here. That's great. Okay, anybody else got a question? Oh, all the hands. All right, Jocelyn, find somebody. Here she comes. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Amber has a question. Yes.
So, the box ghost.
Just the box ghost? I am the box ghost! I hunt things that are cardboard and square! That was, you know what, that was just a ghost. We're like, we need it. The script said Danny chases a ghost who gets away. We're like, what is it? Then there comes time. What is the ghost he's chasing? Well, they're in a warehouse. Is he a ghost who just wants boxes?
I'm gonna put you on the spot. So we're doing Danny Phantom 10 years later. We did part 1 and part 2. If we did part 3, what would the box ghost be doing? We kind of saw it in Ultimate Enemy. We kind of got an alternate timeline with these new YouTube videos.
What would the box?
What would you be doing?
The box ghost would be working for the company that delivers those pods to your house. You know the pods you store.
Like a ghost?
Yeah, probably like a storage place, a storage facility, probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's go on to the next question. Sorry, Justin, go way up top. Justin, go way up there. Here the thigh muscles are working. Yes.
So for Danny Phantom, Sam is like one of my favorite characters. She was like this badass girl, and I was like, yes, yes, queen. And what inspired you to make her like goth and badass and stuff like that?
The original idea was, we're like, what kind of a girl would hang out with a ghost kid? You know, and we're like, probably a girl who walks a little bit on the dark side. And one of the original ideas we had for Danny Phantom, we were going to give Danny and Sam a psychic connection, some kind of thing like that. But it got a little too deep, and it was hard to explain it and get it in there all the time. So we didn't do that, but sometimes simpler is better. But that's kind of where we started off. And what do we call them? We don't call them goths anymore. What do we call them now? Emos, yeah. Emos. He's an old guy. Okay, anyway.
You said typewriter before, I don't know.
I said
typewriter.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, so sad.
It's all good.
But when I saw the movie Back to the Future in the theater 30 years ago, I was so inspired by that movie. I wanted to become a writer, and I went and bought a typewriter, because in '85 we didn't have home computers available yet. And so I sat and I wrote my first screenplay. It sucked, no one will ever see it. But I had to start somewhere. You guys have to start somewhere. You've got to take that first step. Don't not take the first step. You have to take the first step, or someone else is going to take it instead of you.
Yeah, check me out. I know that I got it. I know that I got it. I know that I got it.